It was Johnny Football Day here in Atlanta as A&M star quarterback spoke to the media. People may think this is just a fairy tale sport, but it's more physically demanding than you could ever imagine. Well, it certainly was one for the record books here at Reliance Stadium, as Peyton Manning recorded his 51st touchdown of the NFL regular season. But unlike regular sports, esports has no boundaries. So Dylan here can play with any player anywhere in the world. But at ABC 40, we put the two-time champ to a real test.
And I challenge Martin to a game.
And let's just say he passed. I'm Mike McCoy here at the Bear Bryant Awards with Coach Bailiff of Rice. Now, Coach, you're the only finalist here that had the chance to play Johnny Manziel during the season. Do you think that his progression from that game and the rest of the NCAA season will do well in the NFL? For Christina, tennis has always been something she is good at, but soccer is truly her passion, and she is thankful that she gets one more chance to display that here at Texas A&M. That's it in sports. I hope you are all good for the big guy in red, and that you don't have trouble sleeping thinking of Christmas joy as you go to bed. The Fairfield Eagles made it to their first state title game in the school's history. After a 15-0 season, they wanted to cap it off here in Jerry World. In the first half, Fairfield did what they do best, make a clear path for Larry Rose. 31 yards, he finished the day with 260 yards on the ground. But would it be enough? Right before the half, Jacob Gallegos heaves it to Alex Ward for the TD, and Fairfield goes into the half with all the momentum, 24-17. In the second half, Ian Sadler put on a show with a TD here, racking up 257 total yards in the game, and Fairfield had the lead. And then the Larry Rose show continued, this time 54 yards. This was his 8th game of the season, recording 200-plus yards. The kid was on fire. It was then Sadler versus Rose in a Texas high school shootout. He scores here, 38-33 Argyle. Last drive for Fairfield. Rose is in the open field. He could go all the way. No, 16 yards short. 4th and short, Rose is just a foot shy of the goal. Fairfield loses in a nail-biter, 38-33, after a valiant effort. After the game, Coach Batchel couldn't be more proud of his team.
Our kids fought hard, got a lot of heart, a lot of character. And you ask, you're taking the loss well. These guys are warriors. I'm telling you what, it was fun. I'm sad it's over.
These Fairfield Eagles played in 4 more games than any other Fairfield team did before them. They also scored more points in a season than any other 3A team in the history of Texas high school football. So to say this team was nothing short of a miracle would be lying. Reporting here from AT&T Stadium, I'm Mike McCoy, News Channel 25 Sports.
I broke my neck in a car wreck, and I just knew that I needed to do something to stay active.
Steve Curley was an active, able-bodied athlete who played high school football until his fatal accident took his natural ability in 1988. Just 2 years after his accident at the Texas Institute of Research and Rehabilitation, Steve focused on an outlet that would change his life.
I met a few guys who were on the floor. They were both quads. One of the guys said, "Hey, have you ever heard of this sport called murder ball?" Somehow we were able to get a video of it. You know, it was a competitive sport. It was a full contact sport. It was the most amazing thing that I ever saw after the injury.
Murder ball, or quad rugby, is a sport meant for quadra and paraplegics to move a volleyball from one side of the court to another. And the Tier Texans, made up of athletes north of Houston, are a team who has been competing in the U.S. Quad Rugby Association since Steve started the team 23 years ago. The sport is extremely beneficial for people like Ryan Gilmer, a former rugby player at Stephen F. Austin who suffered a spinal cord injury while playing rugby.
I like quad rugby more than I like rugby now. All the elements I like of sports are in this sport.
The team faces struggles to find money to play in tournaments and compete against 33 other teams across the U.S. However, to go out and play the sport tends to be one of the hardest challenges for newcomers.
They think I'm going to have a caregiver for the rest of my life. You got to fight the negativity, man, and have a positive attitude. Man, you'd be amazed at how far that will take you after a catastrophic injury.
Despite not having all the physical attributes, these Texans show that having a heart is the only thing that matters. Reporting for Bryan, Mike McCoy, ABC 40 Sports. The NFL wildcard playoffs started off with a bang today as the Chiefs headed over to Indianapolis to take on the Colts in one of the craziest games you will ever see in the history of the NFL playoffs. Alex Smith had a perfect game and a perfect first half with no better throw than this one to Donnie Avery as he goes 79 yards with not a finger laid on him. Chiefs up 17-7. Then Niles Davis creates separation and Smith finds him in the end zone, and the Chiefs are up 38-10 with 13 to go in the third. There's no way the Colts come back, but all they needed was some luck. Here he has all the time in the world for a 46-yard pass to Derrick Rogers that would set up a Brown touchdown, Colts within 21. After a fumble forced by Mathis, the Colts have great field position and Luck finds Brown on a screen to get the Colts within 14. Then the former Stanford star threads the needle to find Cody Fleener, down just 17 now, and they're coming back. On a second and goal, Brown hasn't lost a fumble in his career and still doesn't. Andrew Luck saves the day. Take another look at this one, as Luck has the instincts to find the loose ball, then wills his way in to save the Colts season. That's an MVP play. The Colts just down 6. Luck heaves it out to a wide open T.Y. Hilton, who had 13 catches for 224 yards and none bigger than this one. The Colts are now up 1. And with 4th and 11 for the Chiefs now, the season on the line, Smith finds Dwayne Bowe and he gets it, but he is just out. The Chiefs lose this one 45-44. The Colts join the Bills as the only team in NFL history to come back from a 28-point deficit to win the playoffs. And multiple media outlets have reported today that the Longhorns have offered Louisville's Charlie Strong to be the next head coach of Texas, to a deal that may be close to $25 million. And according to ESPN's Joe Shad, he believes that Strong will accept the job sometime Sunday. Strong, who is 53 years old, has had 2 consecutive seasons where he's had double-digit wins, including a Sugar Bowl win over Florida last year. He has gone 37-16 so far with the Cardinals since 2010. And the U.S. Army All-American Bowl was held today, and Kyle Allen, an Aggie commit, started well. Here, Allen finds Frank Iannaccio, another Aggie commit, for a first, and the 6'6" wide receiver may fill Mike Evans' role in the future. Then Allen shows poise by taking a hit in the pocket to have a big completion. Later we see KD Cannon, the future Baylor Bear, taking a pro-like hit. And then we see a Longhorn commit gets his turn. Gerard Hearn beats the East defenders to the sideline and he puts on the Jets, breaks ankles for a gain of 49. Hey, in Baylor, they have a few playmakers coming. Here, this time it's Jadeveon Hall with the pick for a loaded Texas West team. The West went on to win this one 28-6 in the Alamo Dome. And after the past 2 embarrassing losses in which the A&M basketball team was just held to under 52 points in both their contests, they look to turn things around against UT Pan Am. Coach Kennedy just wanted his players to play aggressive, and they sure did that. Alex Caruso, you can't stop me, huh? He gets the Ags going here. Jordan Green, the team captain, drives to the lane with purpose, A&M showing intensity early on the court. Fabian Harris then throws a laser to Caruso for the easy layup, and why not from downtown? Caruso finished the half with 9, and the Ags are up 9. Later in the second, Sean Smith pushing the ball up, and Jamal Jones will finish. They're hooping in Reed Arena today as they finally get things going. Caruso then gets a Christmas present late here from UTPA as he puts the cherry on top to end the game. A&M wins 63-46. And in other wildcard action, the Saints were able to take care of business on the road to beat the Eagles in their first road playoff victory away from the Superdome. And that's it in sports. Back to you, Adam.